'Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. This is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. You won't understand. This is
Shift gears here. We actually haven't touched on this topic, which is Bill Barr is now on a kind of media circuit. So this is all around kind of the Hunter Biden laptop, whether or not it was real or not, direct election interference. And so Bill Barr was asked about this, I think, on Fox News. Let's play cut 31.
And I was shocked by that, and fortunately the DNI came out and said no, it's not disinformation. The FBI said the same thing. Media ignored it. So when you're talking about interference in an election, I can't think of anything more than that.
Knowing what you know of the case, do you think that there is any legal liability for the president here? Perhaps not while he's in office.
I wouldn't want to venture an opinion on that.
I think the way he answered it is an answer, I think, in and of itself.
Yeah.
So, but do you think Bill Barr did what was necessary to make sure that people knew this laptop was real, or do you think he just he handled? What do you think?
No,
with that?
I don't think he did enough at all. And I worked with Bill Barr, at multiple different locations when I was running the intelligence community, or back at the White House running counterterrorism, or helping Johnny Ratcliffe, the director of national intelligence, who he referenced in this case. The number one law enforcement officer on planet Earth is the Attorney General. Is he literally going around on a book tour and saying, "I didn't really know what was going on"?
Is that what he's peddling a book? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he's just came out with his book where he takes me out. But that.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah.
Why?
He said he thought President Trump's idea to make me the deputy director of the FBI showed a detachment from reality because I didn't have the experience, except the fact that he became Attorney General at 37. Let's put that aside. And then
you were a former federal prosecutor
and a public defender and an intelligence official and a terrorism official. And
sounds so racist.
I mean,
kidding.
Of course.
No, but so Bill Barr comes after you in that way. Anything else, or is just kind of a one-off comment?
Oh no, he comes after Trump. He comes after a lot of people. Yeah, and now he's going around doing this book tour on every fake news media channel, including, and then unfortunately Fox News is giving him airtime. Instead, when we were working on matters like this, what should have happened is Bill Barr should have taken a more proactive approach on a Hunter Biden laptop, on a Russiagate investigation. We had to force these matters into the Department of Justice and show them over and over and over again before he would act.
So, but here's an open air concern. You and I are both friends of the president, President Trump. We're both in his orbit, and we both want to see him win again. But it seems like personnel was just a problem. Can you speak to that at all?
100%, yeah. We did not have the right personnel from jump. And it crippled the presidency along with the Russiagate hoax for at least the first 2 to 3 years of his presidency, and that's basically all of it. We kept, or the group in charge at whatever time kept picking the wrong people. We finally started to get it right with the likes of, Rick Grinnell and Johnny Ratcliffe and all those guys we started putting in place. But we have the bench. You know this. We have the bench. We just didn't pick the right people. So
why weren't they picked?
Because in this White House, there was too many competing political interests, and people, for example, right? Devin and I were the outside Yahoo
Devin Nunes
cowboys coming in with this Russiagate stuff. And back when Trump got elected, almost the entire Republican Party didn't even believe us, right? So when we would come in and say, no, we're right, and here's the evidence, and these guys should be your FBI director, your CIA director, your NSA director, they'd be like, we're not going to listen to you. We're going to listen to the rhinos and the lofty nobility of the Republican establishment and put those people in. Remember, we got Chris Christie. Chris Christie gave us Chris Wray as FBI director. We got Rod Rosenstein from the crew of rhinos out there that he's the worst deputy attorney general and basically acting attorney general.
Because Sessions recused himself. Yeah.
Right. So these are just examples. Those are guys that should never have even been on the list. But they were because these political powerhouses got their hands into the, the presidential.
So you think second term, one of the things has to be kind of a promise that Trump is going to make different personnel choices. And I guarantee you, if Trump was sitting right here, he would agree with us. I mean, Mark Milley, he has nothing but bad things to say about him. You know what I mean? Like, I go through the list. I think Trump agrees with us. I suppose that if there is a second term, one of the concerns his voters are going to have The only concern I think they'll have is not, are you going to do what you say you're going to do, but are you going to put the people in place to be able to do what you say you're going to do?
Yeah, and you know how you solve that? You build the book now. And I believe that that's in process and that's going. And then not only do you build the book now of who we're going to put in the cabinet and deputies and undersecretaries, but then you make announcements on the campaign trail. If I win, this person's going to be head of FBI. This person's going to take CIA. This person's going to DOD. Show the voters that that is the individual you have identified to lead your cabinet.
I think that's terrific.
And that's what he should do.
The same way he did the Supreme Court picks,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah, so when I travel the country, I talk to the grassroots. The only thing people complain about with the Trump presidency is the personnel.
And I was in it. And you want to know what's
So
sad?
that's not an unfounded
No,
criticism.
totally.
Okay.
And you want to know what's sad? I fought the personnel within the Trump presidency as much as I fought the personnel outside.
No,
the
I
Trump
totally agree with that.